In today's video, we're going to be diving into the upcoming pattern, taking a look at a very intense period of multiple storms that one of which looks very intense. It's going to move through the center of the nation into the eastern states and then actually offshore and become a bit of a nor'easter. That one could bring some severe weather mid to late this week. I guess we're already in midweek, so as we move towards later this week, there is other numerous storms. We've talked about some cold fronts moving through that are going to be very impactful. This is late season cold fronts, so we have a lot of warmth and humidity out ahead of these cold fronts, and that's just going to lead towards more impactful situations overall. So let's go ahead and take a look at the precipitable water anomalies. So we're taking a look at overall, we look at the precipitable water all the time, but this is the actual percentage of normal. So in the greens, that's where we're at like 110 to 150%. The browns is 90 and under percent. And then the blues is where we're almost approaching like twice as much as what's typical for this time of year. So definitely very interesting to say the least. A tool that is helpful to see where we're at compared to what's typical for this time of year. So let's take a look at this afternoon. And as you can see, we have heavier precipitation potential overall in these areas close to Canada for the day today. And overall, everywhere in here is really looking more wet than normal. As we keep going, we see this free flow of this precipitable water. Looks to be pretty intense throughout a lot of the eastern states and areas of Canada through later this week. Friday here, it's evident we have somewhat of a low here, a cold front type situation. So this drier, cooler air is shoving its way in, especially in the northern states there. As we keep going, more of that higher precipitable water does surge for the eastern seaboard, but it does get shoved out by some dry air by the time we're reaching the end of the week into the beginning of next week. Before these amounts are able to really rebound here mid next week, so Wednesday the 21st, Thursday the 22nd, there we see the east getting pretty high before it lowers once again. And as we close out the model run, we actually increase these amounts once more for especially the northern states. There in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast, as well as the northern plains. Looking at the actual storms on the map here, you can see there is some around for the east here. Also some snow showers happening for the Rockies there, as well as rainfall showers around. As we reach towards Thursday afternoon on the 15th, here's that low we were talking about, very strong, and there is that cold front somewhere in here pulling that cold, dry air in eastward there from the west. Now, as you can see, by the time we're taking a look at Friday on May 16th, we really see that cold front in action here. You could really make out where it's at, warm front somewhere up there. So this is an intense low, 984, which is very strong for those of you that don't know, by this upcoming Friday. And this is going to give way to potential thunderstorms and severe weather throughout all of these areas in the lower Midwest, deeper south areas into the mid-Atlantic and even the Northeast here. Really looking at Friday for some potential severe weather. Even Thursday here, there's going to be some thunderstorms around just tomorrow. As we take a look at Saturday here on the 17th, here just a couple of days from now, we continue to see these thunderstorms around for the Gulf states in towards the eastern states there along the eastern seaboard, with a 992 there over the Great Lakes. Looking out west, we see lots of showers, heavier rainfall for a lot of these areas. Just a really impactful look overall. Very interesting. As we keep going towards Sunday afternoon here, we see that low is over the Northeast. Really, overall, a tight storm. We see the impacts are very close to that center of low pressure. But when we look out west, we see a messier look with precipitation widespread throughout the Northwest, the Four Corner states, the Rockies, even expanding into some of the plains, as we have multiple areas of low pressure there. This is causing snowfall for the mountains, rainfall in the lower elevations, and overall just a messy system. Some thunderstorms flaring up for the southern plains and deep south also by this Sunday, the 18th date. Monday on the 19th here, we see these low pressure systems are closer to the Rockies. Thunderstorms for the more central regions there. Again, Monday the 19th. Tuesday on the 20th, though, we see this low is over the panhandle of Texas. Thunderstorms and severe weather flaring up to the east of that. Really our next intense system. Wednesday the 21st here, this low is near Missouri, and we see again a pocket of heavier precipitation, but really we'll be watching for thunderstorms in a larger region such as this, Wednesday the 21st. Thursday on the 22nd here, this is that low moving towards the Ohio Valley, and this one's going to move offshore and want to move up, and it's going to kind of transform into a major nor'easter on this model run. It is closer to 10 days out, so take it with a grain of salt, but really, really interesting. Here's Friday afternoon, the 23rd. 997 there near the Delmarva. Very intense low. We see heavy, heavy rainfall in here. What's funny enough is if we had a low right here, really you'd be seeing snowfall for the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and parts of the Ohio Valley. So if this was 2-3 months ago, we would be talking about a very, very different situation. Most of the worst of the thunderstorms are done by this point. We continue to get rainfall through the weekend, Saturday the 24th, Sunday the 25th, even into Monday on the 26th, which I believe is Memorial Day. So very interesting there. After this point, we do get some low pressure building for the central states, and overall we start to see more scattered thunderstorm events near the northern portions of the United States. Again, those precipitable water amounts are high for this time of year for these areas, so makes sense that we would be seeing more active thunderstorms up there. Total precipitation is elevated for a lot of the northern plains down through parts of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. These areas in the further south locations are a bit drier. This is actually overall a very La Nina looking pattern where most of your storms are being experienced there in the northern half of the nation. And when we look at the anomalies, it's clear that this pocket here is your primary above average precipitation area, and right here is your primary below average precipitation region. And again, very, very common during La Ninas to see this type of a pattern. Now, as we take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlooks, this is for today, Wednesday the 14th here, we have a very large light green area, and that's our general thunderstorm risk area. That is where we expect general thunderstorms, of course, but anything is possible. So heed every watch, warning, and advisory. You can see two darker green areas there, and that's going to be your level 1 marginal risk areas, where we expect more isolated severe weather to occur. And then you have that yellow area there for the northern plains, and that is your level 2 slight risk, where we expect a little bit more scattered about severe weather activity to occur. Now, as we just advance towards day 2, this will be for Thursday the 15th, tomorrow from the time I'm making this video, we once again have that general thunderstorm risk area, the marginal risk area, which is relatively large slight risk area throughout a lot of the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Ohio Valley, and then that orange area there for the upper Midwest, Great Lakes area, and that is going to be your level 3 enhanced risk. That's where things get a lot more widespread for Thursday on the 15th, tomorrow. Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, and then a bit of Minnesota as well is going to be where we're watching for potentially some major severe weather in there. So please, please, please pay attention if you do live up there. Everything kind of transitions southward here by the time we're looking at Friday on the 16th. 2 general thunderstorm risk areas, a marginal risk, a slight risk, and then another enhanced risk there for the Midwest, into a bit of the Ohio Valley again for Friday on the 16th, 2 days from now. With all that being said, that's it for this video, so be sure to subscribe. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.